Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, class. This is Dr. Rosie. This week, as we move into week 4, we are discussing the relevant technologies to meet individual, group, and team needs. And administration of Ashford, one of my mentors, asked me to start to incorporate technology into the classroom. So I thought this would be the perfect week to start it because this is what we're speaking about. We're speaking about classrooms without walls. This is way out of anything that I have ever expected in my lifetime. You have to understand I did not grow up with computers. I grew into computers. My first television was smaller than the computer screen I'm currently looking at. That wasn't too long ago. I mean, I'm still alive. So technology has just, in my lifetime, has just grown leaps and bounds. And a wise man once said to me, he was one of my mentors in graduate school, and he said to me, if you want to be a teacher, make sure that you always stay relevant. Don't become a dinosaur. And I think that's what happens to some teachers. They do become dinosaurs. Classrooms without walls, if you are not willing to accept and join in with the technology, you definitely will become a dinosaur and be left behind. So anyway, I hope you enjoy this. This is called Screencast-O-Matic, just so that you know. And I've made a PowerPoint, and I'm going to use the PowerPoint as the background and speak. So this is obviously touching on a few auditory and visual learners, and it's great. You know, it's a great tool. So anyway, the beginning. What we're speaking about this week is classrooms without walls, and I am used to this. The children sit here, the students sit here. I have a blackboard. Yes, I once upon a time used chalk to write on this blackboard, and I'm also used to students in front of me raising their hands. Today I teach in 4 different schools. I teach online, and I don't get to see this except for the community college that I teach at in the fall and then in the spring. So it is different. It's amazing. So the roots of this week is classrooms without walls, and I guess that we have to admit that this would not be where it is unless we had the computer and we had the technology to support the computer, the infrastructure, and it's a virtual environment. It amazes me. My uncle called me recently. He's collecting his affairs, getting everything in order, and he said to me, I have a policy here, and it's for Kim somebody. He said, and I don't know who that is. And I said, well, give me 5 minutes. I went online to Google. I put the name in, and I discovered that the insurance policy was for his former daughter-in-law, who used her middle name for the policy. And so that just amazes me, because you can find anything and everything online. How many people use a telephone book anymore? I haven't used a telephone book in years. I go to Google, and I either put the company's name in, or I go to a Yellow Pages online. So it is amazing. And of course, because of this, I am able to go to the beach whenever I want, and I can teach from the beach. Also, I can teach from the privacy of my living room, on my couch, next to my favorite lamp. It's a brave new world, is it not? And what has happened? This is a library for those of us who have forgotten what that is. Once upon a time, in elementary school, in college, and in graduate school, when I received my master's, I spent many days and nights at the library. For most of my doctoral classes, I did not go to this library. Instead, and I certainly didn't use any of these books. Instead, I chose to use the college's, the university's online library. So that's a brand new thing. And of course, books now, even some classroom books, some textbooks for classes are virtual. I know DeVry and I know University of Phoenix, many of their classes, their textbook is online. So there's an actual place where you can download it, and you can download it, have it on your computer, so you can have it at all times. You can print it then, but they do not send books for their classes. And of course, the tablet. I guess that sort of revolutionized the world and revolutionized everything. And here's my concerns. My concerns are for the future, and I discussed this in my guidance, that people, how do we get people to think outside the box? How do we get them to learn this critical thinking? We had enough trouble trying to do that with the students in front of us. Now they are not in front of us. It's a virtual environment. Will thinking become sort of cookie cutter? Will it become plain vanilla? Will we ever have people inventing a light bulb? Will we ever have people thinking like this and saying, aha, that is the way we can power cars? I am not sure. These are my concerns. Obviously, these are rhetorical questions. There's no true answer to this. So, you know, these are things that are going to happen. Now, for the future, will we only use these online possibilities? I mean, QuickTime and Windows Media Player, RealTime, and YouTube. Okay, will everything and anything only be available on using these particular things? I mean, I don't know. And then, of course, there's Google. Okay, Google has grown. I know I'm not a dinosaur. I store a lot of my information on Google Docs for classes that I teach in person. And then, of course, the cloud. I still, to this day, don't get it. I'm trying to understand it. I know that it is comprised of all of these parts, and you can store things on the cloud. But I don't know. I don't know. Where are we going? Where are we going with all this? I know I recently, I get a lot of my news, oh, excuse me, a lot of my news on Yahoo, and you just click on the little links and it takes you to a second screen, and you typically will get a written article, and slowly, now you have to click on a little box, and obviously it's a video. Of course, you have to listen to a commercial, and then whatever the information that they're presenting, it comes on. And then you can comment below. I'm sure many of you know this, but I noticed that in this one particular one, the comment box, I laughed because people were saying, why can't I just get the written word? I don't really need it. I don't need the visual. I can read. And I thought that was funny because that sort of fit in to what I've been saying, you know, where are we going? So I hope you enjoyed this. Have a great day, and more technology next week.